Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving into something crucial for, well, pretty much anyone serious about success, and that's goal setting.
Absolutely, but not just wishing on a star, right?
Right. We're talking about setting goals that actually get you results, the kind that make a real difference.
It's about clarity, focus, that roadmap for success. Like having a GPS system, but for your business or even your personal life.
I love that analogy. But before we even program the GPS, we need to talk about why we need a destination in the first place. It's easy to get lost in the day-to-day, right?
It's so true. Things get hectic, and that's exactly when having those clear goals, it becomes even more important. It's about direction. When you know where you're headed, you can make those smart decisions.
So it's not just about wanting to increase revenue. It's about saying, we're going to increase revenue by 15% this quarter. Maybe by focusing on customer retention or launching a new product line. It makes it real.
Absolutely. That specificity, that's key when we're talking effective goals. And that actually brings us to what we're diving deep into today, the SMART framework.
Okay, unpack that for me. I've heard of it, but sometimes business jargon, you know how it is.
Right, it can feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
But trust me, this framework is a game changer. SMART, it's an acronym. Each letter, it stands for a key characteristic of an effective goal.
All right, hit me with that S then. What's it all about?
S, that's for specific. Just like we were talking about, moving away from those vague aspirations and being crystal clear about what you want. Like instead of just saying improve customer satisfaction, you'd say increase our customer satisfaction rating by 10% in the next 6 months.
Wow, yeah, I can practically taste the success already when you put it that way. Okay, give me M.
M is for measurable. How are you actually going to track your progress? Think numbers, percentages, solid milestones. It's about having a system to really see your achievements.
You can't just guess, oh yeah, we're doing better. You have to know, right?
Right. And what's interesting is that just the act of measuring, it can be really motivating on its own, like leveling up in a video game.
Oh, I like that. So with this SMART framework, it's not just about checking boxes. It's like the psychology of success almost.
Exactly. And that leads us right into A.
Okay, A, hit me. What's the next piece of this puzzle?
So A, it's for achievable. Seems kind of obvious, right? But this is a tricky one. It's about finding that balance, between reaching for the stars, but keeping your feet on the ground.
Yeah, because what's the point of setting these goals that just feel impossible, right?
Exactly. Like a good question to ask yourself is, okay, given everything I've got, my resources, even the limitations, is this actually doable? It's not about being timid, but the challenge should energize you, not like discourage you or anything.
So like saying I'm going to be, I don't know, the world's top underwater basket weaver by next month, probably not happening.
Well, never say never. But yeah, maybe it needs a little adjustment there to fit the achievable part.
Good point. Okay, so pushing boundaries, yes. But I might want to start with actually just learning to weave first. What's next?
Sense for relevant. This one makes you step back a minute and ask yourself, does this actually fit with my big picture, my values, all of that?
Oh, I see. Hitting targets is great, but they got to be the right targets, moving you in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that saying, what is it? Don't climb the ladder of success, just to realize it's leaning against the wrong wall.
Ouch, yeah. Okay, so specific, measurable, achievable, relevant. That's got to be T next, right? Please tell me it's good.
It is. It's all about that deadline, time bound,
Yeah.
that sense of urgency.
Because without a deadline, you can just keep putting it off forever. I know I do.
It's so easy to do. So yeah, this is where we get serious. Set those hard deadlines. Keeps you accountable.
I'm really seeing how this all builds together. It's like motivating by design almost.
It totally is. But here's the thing. It's not enough to just set these SMART goals. We got to actually achieve them, right?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Because even a perfect goal on paper, that first step can be scary.
You're not wrong. The source I was looking at, they emphasize breaking those big goals down. Smaller steps, an action plan, milestones, all that.
So instead of write a book, which is terrifying, it's this week I'll research agents, or by next month I'll have the first chapter done, like that.
You got it. Stepping stones to the top of the mountain. And get this, each small win, it releases dopamine in your brain.
Wait, are you serious? There's science to this. Tell me more.
Totally. Dopamine, it's the motivation molecule. It's how we feel, pleasure, reward, all that. So those small tasks, checking them off, it's like little dopamine boosts along the way.
So it's like these little dopamine hits keep you going, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of freaking out about the whole thing, you're celebrating along the way.
Yeah, exactly. And that actually brings us to another big part of achieving those goals, any goals really. tracking how it's going and celebrating those wins.
Right, makes sense. But how do you actually DO that without it becoming just another chore on the to-do list?
Good question.
Yeah.
This source I was reading, they recommended actually blocking out time for it. Could be a quick check-in at the start of each week or like a bigger review at the end of the month. Not to stress yourself out, but just to see where you're at.
Like a business meeting, but with yourself. I can get into that.
Okay.
But what about the celebration part? Any advice on that? How do you make it, I don't know, actually feel good and not like forced?
Oh, that's so key. The celebration, it should feel good, not like an obligation, right? It can be small.
Mm.
Taking a break to really enjoy a win, getting yourself something you like, telling someone who supports you about it, whatever works.
It's true. Sometimes you get so focused on the finish line, you forget to like enjoy the actual journey.
Totally. And celebrating those wins, even the tiny ones, it reinforces what you're doing right, you know.
Mm.
Progress over perfection.
This has been awesome. We really got into it, not just defining these SMART goals, but why they work and how to use them.
It's not just about getting to the end, it's what you learn on the way there.
So for everyone listening, think about a goal you're working on right now. Could be anything. Does it fit with the SMART framework? If not, how could you make it more specific, measurable? You get the idea. And celebrate those wins along the way, big or small. Until next time.